Our first reader is the Executive Director of Residency on the Farm, an interdisciplinary artist residency. Among other places, her work is forthcoming from or has appeared on the walls of the I Hope You Are Feeling Better collaborative art exhibition, on the stages of the San Francisco Olympians Festival, and in the pages of Indian Review, the Manchester Review, Interim, and the Adirondack Review. She holds an MFA from UNLV, has received a Disquiet International Literary Program Scholarship, and is a finalist for the St. Lawrence Book Award. She also teaches quite a lot. Please welcome Kathryn Kruse. Can I move this?
Oh, of course.
Hello. We're trying to I'll still look good. Hello.
Thank you guys all for coming out. How cool. And thank you for making this very, very neat thing that happens. Tip your bartenders. Keep buying alcohol. Do it. Good stuff. I'm going to read a couple of short pieces. And the first one here is called We Do Not Wish the Apocalypse. We recognized our own domesticity at the first bomb. We did not wish to fight dogs and other humans for scraps of food. We did not dream of becoming leaders among men, of breaking into empty government labs to research cures for radiation poisoning. We did not wish to watch our skin boil with tumors. A life without stocked grocery stores and 401ks did not appeal. In middle school, the book Hiroshima had been assigned reading. We remembered the part with the people's eyes liquefied, sliding down their cheeks. Conga lines of blind leading blind snaking through the wreckage. Hiroshima? It's gonna end and we still won't know how we're supposed to pronounce that city. Perhaps if it had just been the one bomb, we might have stuck it out. But more came and more, and before the news service cut out, they offered sobering predictions. Some members of Congress came out to say goodbye. They tried to apologize. We appreciated that they did not just hide away, that they came out onto the decks to address the crew, as it were, to atone for us all. Us. We could take a few pills and lay down in an embrace. We could concentrate on our fingertips tangled in each other's hair. We could hold a small hope that our bodies wrapped around each other might undergo some sort of mummification and in a few millennia end up in a museum, humanity having limped back from the edge. Our final moments, a testimony to something grand, like love. That kind of future thinking was a bit much, though. After the TV cut and the bombs kept coming, we were ready to lay down with our bellies mostly full and our morality uncompromised. That was enough. But the fish, we couldn't just leave the fish. It felt wrong, looking into the tank at their lithe and muscular little bodies, to make a decision for them. The fish are captive, not domestic, captive in their tank with the multicolored gravel at the bottom. Maybe they preferred to wait it out until the end. Maybe they preferred to see if something good might come of genetic mutation. Eventually, though, we acknowledged that it was our own heartbreak at the impending ruin of their silvery beauty, of their foreign and peaceful lives that led us to take out square ice cube trays and spoon fish into the squares, fish hotels, fish coffins. The electricity had gone, and so we opened the freezer door only once. Goodbye, we said. Goodbye. It would make sense for me to leave now, but I'm not going to, even though I said goodbye. Okay. I always wonder what would happen if I didn't acknowledge the audience until, like, between pieces, like I was a rock band. Hello, Chicago! Okay. This one is called The People of the Planet Moon, a cultural literary study. I'm going to read you one of the most beloved poems of the people of the planet Moon. It is not written by one of the spindly humanoid people of the planet Moon. They came to it through a YouTube video of the QVC Home Shopping Network, wherein the poem is spoken by as the people of the planet Moon think of them, great bards who performed their piece as they idly swept bright rayon shirts towards the camera and away, a lazy act of attraction. While the original text comes from Janice and Mark, staples of the network, the people of the planet Moon have embraced it into their own literature. The moon. The planet Moon. Isn't the moon a star? No, it's a planet, darling. The sun is a star. The moon. I believe the moon is a star or something. The moon is a natural satellite. I don't like that. That's what the internet says. But things live on it, so it's a planet. What is it? A baseball? Is it cheese? The spindly-limbed, fat-bellied people of the moon come out to dance across the dark side with uproarious joy. They prefer to hide away when the satellites come rounding the horizon, and so, with the now nearly constant surveillance and clutter in the sky, they dance less and spend more time underground with the TV and internet. They prefer documentaries about the moon, and ever since the poem, "Isn't the moon a star?" No, it's a planet, darling. They prefer the QVC home shopping network, and they dream of rayon shirts and bright and patterned with muddled, irregular shapes like thumbprints of craters wrapped around their spindly, dusty, moon people bodies. Once, we believe, the people of the moon danced out in the reflected light of the sun, but then they felt the glass eyes of our telescopes peering up, sending prickles along their necks, and skipped into shadow. Because of our surveillance, we also know that the people of the planet Moon know that the people of the planet Earth live with moons between our legs. The people of the planet Moon, when watching documentaries and QVC, can see them constantly laying out of us big, dusty moon eggs. I know all of this because I have been in preparation for a NASA launch to the moon. I am to meet and know the people of the planet Moon. I have a flag to wave made of a large, bright, patterned rayon shirt. Though I have gone through years of training, I am still not sure if it is a flag to wave as a sign of surrender or conquest. I know the poem, "I believe the moon is a star," or something. The moon is a natural satellite. And I have other things to say. Things like, "People of the moon, I have a moon between my legs, this gray and dusty glowing moon, moons more powerful than the ocean." This is what I've prepared by way of an introduction. NASA wants to ascertain what the people of the moon believe they have between their spindly legs. The Earth? Mars? A star? We thought that the moons between our legs were metaphorical, but I know it to be otherwise. I see it now. I feel it. It is a stunning thing to experience your whole life, to live your whole life with a moon between your legs and only discover its presence in the full bloom of your adulthood. And I want to ask the people of the planet Moon about it. We have watched them but not made contact. It was only half a generation ago that we learned of their existence. Learned that they, most likely, sheltered beneath the surface of the moon as Neil Armstrong and all the rest bounced across it. I am to embed with them so long as the air supply keeps recycling itself. I am to coax them from the dark side, from the tunnels where they spend all day on the internet. And when I do, I ask NASA, when I do coax them out, what will happen? And NASA says, we will befriend them. We will discuss trade and exchange. But this is not true. I studied history in undergrad, and I know that we won't, in the end, be friendly. I know about the moon between my legs, though, and so I yearn to go up to the dusty, shining moon. What is the moon? A star? And I am drawn there just as they, the people of the planet Moon, are drawn to the large shirts of their poet heroes. Sometimes I think it could be okay. I will arrive with boxes of shirts, and then we, the people of the earth, will not try to overwhelm the people of the moon. I think it could be okay that I might not be at fault for the destruction of a people, just as sometimes do not tell this to NASA because they believe in science. But sometimes I think that the fruit flies in my kitchen arrive through spontaneous generation, not think, just feel, they're suddenly there. And I also sometimes catch myself feeling that I will avoid colds through hand washing. Yes, but that when I do succumb, it is because of retribution from my neighbors, for my petty thoughts against them, or for my neighbor's curse against me. And so I can also believe that maybe I will simply exchange my wares for information about the moon between my legs and people of the moon folk songs. Until just recently, if someone in my life had suggested that I had a moon between my legs, I would have said, how trite, how trite. I blast off in 10 days. I practice proclamations that might create an atmosphere of cordiality if shouted from afar, if the people of the moon can lip read. Oh, people of the moon, oh, people that hide your spindly, moon-bellied bodies away under the dusty moon rock and delight when you are named, discussed on the QVC Home Shopping Network. You are cheese. You are a baseball.